Welcome to Business Talk here on businesstech.co.za. As always, I'm your host, Michael Avery, and today we're turning our attention to a significant development in the mining and chemicals sectors. Joining me is Ralf Hennecke, Managing Director at BME, which is a leading player in the explosives and blasting services industry under the Omnia Group umbrella. Ralf is a really seasoned mining engineer with a wealth of experience in South Africa's historic mining industry, having held pivotal roles across BME for nearly 3 decades now, and also previously he's worked with JCI. Under his leadership, BME has expanded into key global markets, down under, Canada, Indonesia, while maintaining a really strong footprint across Africa as well. And today we're going to be talking about BME's exciting new chapter with Protea Mining Chemicals, and it's a move that aims to create, I think, a more holistic value proposition for BME's global customer base. Ralf, really good to have you on the show. Let's start with that announcement, BME and Protea Mining Chemicals. Tell us why this merger makes sense for BME and what it signals for the future of the business.
Good afternoon, Michael, and thank you for your time and thank you for the question as well. Inherently, in the past, BME has been a blasting solutions provider, and Protea Mining Chemicals is a mineral extraction solutions provider. Now, one of those solution providers, the blasting and breaking of rock, is an activity that is done in the front end of a mining cycle, and the mineral extraction solutions provision is done in mineral extractions at the end of the mining cycle. So inherently, we are playing in the same value chain for mines and in the same space. Now, for us as a company, there is some opportunity for back office support sharing, and in both those solutions, they're both business units of the Omnia Group, and then there are front-facing sharing opportunities with customer and operating in a common market. We will take this brand forward as one single brand, and inherently it disassociates mining chemicals from, as we said, the Protea industrial chemicals space. So it offers a little bit more clarity for the market inherently in the solutions that we provide and who we are. Now, the synergies between the businesses, as I said, lie in there's commonality in skill sets. We're playing at common markets, and we're playing with common customers as well. And so both solutions lie in the same mining cycle.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when you're dealing as a customer now with one company that can offer you solutions in both areas, it makes a lot of sense rather than having to deal with individual contractors. In terms of the brand going forward, you say it's going to be going to market with a unified brand. Or is that going to be the BME brand, or you're going to incorporate the Protea Mining into that in any way? What is your thinking on that front?
The thinking at this point of time is, and we have not launched it officially yet, but that is coming in due course, is to go with one brand because we offer similar solutions. The BME brand has been, as you already mentioned in your introduction, been out there in a global space. We are operating currently in Asia Pacific, in North America, and most of the African countries. So the BME in itself is known. The BME will not stand for, or be not an acronym for anything specific, but it will be under one brand. And as I mentioned, it is important for us also to disassociate ourselves from the Protea brand a little bit and then offer clarity to the market in what we stand for ultimately.
Now, as Jeremy Sampson, the brand father on my radio show, always says, it's very important for brands to have that clarity in the marketplace. So I think it's a good decision. As an Omnia company, how does this support BME's alignment with Omnia's purpose that the CEO of Omnia, Seelan Sami, has really been at pains to drive, that Omnia really does have almost a higher purpose now when we talk about how industries are adapting to ESG pressures in particular?
No, absolutely. Very interesting question, Michael. And it is, if I can just reiterate what the Omnia purpose really is in a nutshell, it is enhancing life, it is offering a greener future and sustainability in the market. And another commitment from Omnia is to foster collaboration between business units. Both the mineral extraction business unit as it stands now, as well as the explosive space, do offer the enhanced life and or ESG and sustainability aspects to it. The chemical space is a lot more than offering chemicals for mineral liberation. What we offer the customer is safety solutions, how to handle and process the chemicals, and the supply chain solution, how to transport, how to store, how to handle. So it really talks about the safety aspects on chemical handling. And as I mentioned many times before, in the explosive space, we are trying to optimize blasting per se. What that does mean is if you do optimize blasting, you have a direct impact through all the other activities of the mining cycle. The loading, the hauling, the milling, the ultimate processing as well. And what that really means is if you do everything more efficiently and better, you will have a direct impact on carbon emissions, on the ease of operations, on fuel consumption, and so forth. So blasting plays a very, very big part in the ESG space today.
And I mentioned that obviously for customers to now deal with a company that can offer an end-to-end solution, I mean, that to me seems like the big value here for customers. From your perspective, in what ways do you see them being good for your customers?
BME is already known over 40 years for its innovation and its reputation for reliability and quality of service. And the chemical space is no different. Inherently, what this offers the customers is, first of all, very important, one point of contact for solutions provision. And secondly, as I mentioned already, we address the needs across the mining value chain for our customers. It is really important for customers to value how we already think at the blasting side of the mining value chain in what the impact is at the plant side and for our mineral process capabilities. So what we are saying is we've got now two capabilities that are thinking about each other and the impacts the one has on the other in doing the job properly.
And when it comes to the skills in the various businesses, I would imagine they're more complementary than overlapping. Tell us a little bit more about how the expertise of these companies will be leveraged.
This is, Michael, a little bit of a dream of myself. You know, what I'm trying to create in the company is a little bit an employer of choice. The disciplines, both from a chemical and explosive sides, complement each other quite nicely. But through the one point of contact, it also gives our employees the opportunity to learn from each other. So our explosives specialists will learn about chemistry, and our chemical engineers and metallurgists will learn about rock breaking and explosives. And ultimately, you know, this is a massive value proposition for our own employees going forward.
And at a time when, listen, anyone who's got children who are looking to do engineering will tell you chemical engineering is not for sissies. I mean, you're dealing with the best and the brightest there. And so being an employer of choice, being able to attract that human capital in, I think will really start differentiating you in the market. You've grown throughout the SADC region and globally into key markets, as I said, Australia, Canada, Indonesia. You've also got interests in the US and also in West Africa as well. Do you see this opening doors for new services into those global markets as well?
No, absolutely. I think, as I already said, this joining the explosives and chemicals attributes is a massive differentiator in the market already. Not many companies offer that both skills today. But what I'm exceptionally excited about is that the chemical industry or our chemical business unit currently has been inherently a SADC centric business. And I'm looking forward to really take the lid off this box and let the genie out and let the chemicals people play in the global infrastructure that we've already built in Asia Pacific, Australia, Indonesia, as I said, and Canada, West Africa, and beyond. So there is really a lot of market opportunity for these two solutions.
And sadly, I missed that media roundtable you did showcasing Hypex Bio's nitrate-free explosive emulsion material. And I think it just demonstrates the kind of innovation that you're undertaking at BME and the broader group, and to your earlier points as well. How much scope do you think there is to further innovate, given the drivers of environmental impact and sustainability? I mean, ESG is front and center for so many of your clients and for so many asset managers as well, who are demanding this of businesses.
I think, and as I mentioned before, Michael, that I think that we've got a massive role to play in the ESG drive across the mining value chain today, if not the largest. We are looking at, currently we're already sitting at the forefront of having explosives emulsions formulations that are inherently, releasing a lot less carbon into the atmosphere and NOx fumes through our used oil availability and ability to use in our formulations. That in itself is an environmental friendly piece of work that really plays into the circular economy aspect of ESG, where we do get rid of used old engine oil that the mines do generate by using those in our formulations and blasting it away. But that's not where it stops. You're absolutely right. We are currently looking at the groundbreaking technology with Hypex Bio in changing from nitrates-based explosives to hydrogen peroxide-based explosives, which takes the NOx fumes out of the equation and has a massive impact on carbon emissions as well. This is still an aspect and a project in its making, but we do have a equity stake in Hypex Bio, and we are looking forward in introducing this new technology into where it makes sense in the market. And ultimately, again, I've got this vision that it will be a groundbreaking solution and have quite an impact in the global market in the next decades to come. And on top of that, there are many other attributes and ESG drives that we do face, but I think we also limited for time a little bit, so I don't want to drive into all of those. But what I would like to say is our ESG aspirations and our operational efficiency aspirations are directly aligned with those aspirations of our global mining community today.
Well, thank you very much, Hennecke. That's all the time we have for today on Business Talk. A big thank you to Ralf Hennecke, Managing Director of BME, for sharing his insights. And as always, you can find more in-depth conversations like this on businesstech.co.za.